speed! Go!
Hey, everybody! Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Cocktail Time here at 4-Player Network. Of course, it's Sunday. After a long weekend, as per usual. Which means it's time to have cocktails and talk about video games. It's the most wonderful time of the week, we like to say. Isn't that true?
Yes.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Absolutely.
How is everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. All right.
As you can see, Bob is he's changed his persona once again. Much like Madonna, he's always reinventing himself.
Yep.
And
I prance around scantily clad in front of the masses.
That's right. And who are you tonight, Bob?
I am depraved.
Is that your superhero name? Depraved?
Yes.
Depraved. That's very Watchmen of you to call yourself
Yes.
depraved as a superhero.
Depraved the Super Luchador.
The masked depraved. Now I'm presuming that mask is from your most recent Kinect debacle. I think this past Friday you played Power Rangers Kinect, correct?
Yeah, Power Rangers Super Samurai for Kinect. And this mask
that sounds magical.
Yeah. No, this shit is fucking terrible. Ow. Because there's no nose hole, so it's just flat cardboard pressed against my face.
Right.
And wearing that for how many hours last night, or the 2 nights ago, was like 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours. The fact that you could get through, you could play that much Power Rangers Kinect. 4 or 5 hours of Power Rangers Kinect.
I actually think Power Rangers Kinect finished within 2.5 hours.
Okay.
We actually beat the game in about 2.5 hours.
Really?
Then we played Kinect to Party, which is free currently on. It's the DoubleFine game, which is actually a fun Kinect game.
It is fun, really.
Yeah, it's fun.
Wait. You're telling me that after all of these journeys you've taken into the nether region called Kinect Gaming, you have finally found your relic. You have finally found your Indiana Jones type of jewel. Your jewel of the Nile.
Yes.
Which I know is not Indiana Jones. That was something else. But
no, that's not Indiana Jones.
You found your jewel of the Nile. That's a good movie. Remember that movie? Did you guys ever see Jewel of the Nile? There was two. There was Jewel of the Nile, and there was
no.
Jewel of the Nile 2?
No, it was called something else, but it was
The Reckoning?
No. Danny DeVito was in them. And Romancing the Stone, Fosk at 4pp.tv has it right. It was Romancing the Stone and Jewel of the Nile. And I think I have a copy of Romancing the Stone on VHS somewhere in my place. Because I am old. And with us also is Chris Davis. How you doing, Chris?
Doing okay, and you can actually see me this week.
We can see you this week. We were
amazing.
having some issues with seeing you last week, but I'm glad to see that you are you're back with us in visual.
You're with us
like that.
in your corporeal form.
Right.
It is nice to be physically bound to this universe.
Yes, in your corporate form. All right, let's do Toast of the Week.
All right.
I'll start off because my Toast of the Week this week is basically going to be the same exact one that I had last week, because I've done one thing this week, and that's play Planetside 2 obsessively. Really, it's not a good thing. It's really not a very good thing. I'm a bit afraid about my current obsession with Planetside 2. I've stayed away from MMOs for a reason, and I feel that tendril pull bringing me back in. It's like the mafia. I tried to get out, and they pulled me back in. So, once again, to Sony Online Entertainment, Planetside 2 is really great. It has its issues, which we can talk about a little more today at some point. And I've been perusing the forums where people, surprisingly enough, a lot of people are complaining about the metagame, which I think is good, because people want that old Planetside 1 experience back, and Planetside 2 doesn't really deliver completely on that stuff. So if any changes come out of that, I see them as being, being popular, being positive, is what I should say. So, just only online entertainment for Planetside 2, that's my toast. And I am drinking, I have a little bit of vodka here, and my coffee. I have coffee tonight. Even though I have off tomorrow, I'm drinking coffee. What are you going to do? All right, Bob!
Yes?
You're next,
Awesome. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll start off with what I'm drinking. Actually, I'm doing a combination of drinking and eating. I've got some weird stuff that I picked up from World Market. I figured, hey, this is probably going to be the last show we do. Obviously, the last show before Christmas. So this is a Christmas special.
This is a Christmas special.
Hey!
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a miracle. I wouldn't go that far.
When you're doing a Christmas thing, everything's got to be a Christmas miracle. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, for instance, we were on doing SantaCon last weekend. We were getting drinks made, and the girl ran out of Patron. And then she pulled out a new bottle. She's like, she's like, oh man, I'm out. And then she pulled out a new bottle from behind the bar, and we're all like, a Christmas miracle! That's very important. Really is. It's very important for everything to be a Christmas miracle.
Yes. So what I'm drinking is a Whittaker. Oh, it's a
winter white ale.
Yeah, it's a Belgian style winter white ale. It's a double wit ale. 7.5%, so that's pretty good. I'm going to see if I can pop my eye out with this. I told you about this story with my brother, right? This is the type of bottle that he ended up injuring himself with.
I think you did tell that story.
Yeah. No, this is the exact same type of bottle. And it would be a Christmas miracle if I took my eye out with this.
If you took your eye out, it would be a Christmas miracle. That's
yeah. It's all coming back.
We love our Christmas miracles here. 4-player. Very important.
Ooh, I like this. I like wheat beers. Especially, I like one of my favorite styles of beers is a double or a triple golden beers. Oh, that's nice.
Oh yes,
gorgeous.
Look at that glass. Look at that. It's like a glass dildo.
Yeah, it's my wheat beer glass, and it's actually got some HTML on there.
Right.
That's where the head finishes.
Oh.
To eat, I got a couple of treats. I don't know, maybe I'll pull them out throughout the show because I've got some really fucking disgusting things here. I'm going to start with Walker's fruit pudding.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Fruit pudding. This is
fruit
plum pudding.
Plum pudding.
It's a plum pudding.
Walker's, they're like,
I don't know.
Man.
I found it on discount. And I figured
there's probably a reason why it was on discount.
You don't say.
Well, it expires in 2014, so I think I'm okay.
Okay.
And also, I figured if the world actually did end last Friday, I could use it as rations.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But fortunately, I did not have to.
Unfortunately, the masked bandit, whatever your name was, saved the world.
Captain Depraved.
Captain Depraved. The masked depraved man.
Oh my god, I think this thing... I had to microwave this bullshit.
Oh, that's
oh boy, a pudding that retains the shape of the container for more than 20 seconds.
It smells like spiced prunes.
Ah, okay.
Let me just try a little bit of this.
It's live.
If I die, you guys know what happened. You know what killed me.
Right.
Got some proof here. Let's see.
What do you think? What?
You don't look enthused.
You don't seem like you're enjoying that.
I'm gonna poop really a lot tomorrow. This is just not solid prunes.
That would be a Christmas miracle.
It'll be a virgin birth.
You'll be on the toilet and some Christmas miracle. Christmas miracle. You can. It's kind of fun. You can kind of use Lexington steel for anything.
You can.
Pooping, coming, getting your fingers caught in an elevator door.
Oh yeah. So
passing a kidney stone.
I'm doing a shot of vodka, and my shot goes to. Let me get this right. Hammerpoint Interactive, I think is. Yep, Hammerpoint Interactive.
Oh,
for offering me such a wonderful spectacle during the holidays.
It is great.
It's like a slow motion train wreck that just gets more and more graphic the further it goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, it got people that don't know. Today.
Yeah, Hammerpoint is the developer of the War Z, and I'm sure we'll talk plenty about this.
Yeah, we will get to that. In fact, there was a new development this evening.
Yeah, I saw.
We'll have to talk about that too when it comes out. So everyone stick around we'll talk about Hammerpoint Interactive definitely.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Chris Davis.
All I've got is this. I'm actually drinking tonight for once. It's kind of amazing on Cocktail Time.
Let me guess. Vodka and orange juice.
Wrong, sir.
Ah!
Wrong.
Vodka and pineapple juice.
No, this is vodka and apple cider. Thank you very much.
That's very festive.
You know, I like to take whiskey and hard cider. That's actually really good.
Oh yeah.
And this is a full pint of that, by the way. Hopefully, I'll get that done with this evening.
It's good to.
So how much is the vodka?
How much was it?
I think he's asking how much was in there.
I think so, like a quarter pint.
Was everybody cutting out but me?
I cut out for a second. Okay, I think we're back.
Okay, hey.
So we asked you how much vodka is in there?
It's about a quarter of the thing, so quarter pint. Is that a cup? I guess.
I guess so. I don't normally.
Imperial.
Yeah, this might surprise you, but I don't normally measure my vodka. I just sort of pour it in.
It's usually your vodka measurements are in two categories: not enough and enough.
Yes,
you can judge about when you hit that enough point.
Yeah, and I eyeball it.
Yeah,
I think I measured this as just about enough. So I think that'll be interesting this evening.
Nice. All right,
my toast goes out to BioWare for Mass Effect 3. I'd started playing that again.
When did you wait for you to have started playing Mass Effect 3 again? You would have had to stop at one point, and I don't think you've ever done that.
I went like a month and a half without playing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But I'd trade that in. I'd use that time towards Battlefield 3 and other things, but no, I started playing the multiplayer again. Had some time with Shadow Psycho in the community at 4pp.tv. Mm-hmm. And they did a couple things. They unlocked all the hazard map variants, which they take the first 6 maps of Mass Effect 3, and they add in these little features that are designed to fuck with the player.
Right.
So one map, it's acid rain. One map has these bugs that crawl all around and try to harm you. Mm-hmm. I started playing with that, and I actually unlocked a Volus Vanguard, which, if anybody knows what a Volus is, it's fucking hilarious.
I don't know what that is.
Imagine Wait, is that a race?
Yeah, it's a race. Imagine a 3-foot tall alien race that's basically built like a beach ball.
Yeah, It's the bowling balls. They'd be like the guys that are like the aliens from the Fifth Element.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The guys who, I remember those guys from the thing now.
And they're fucking hilarious. It's just I can't believe BioWare put them in the game. But
that's kind of funny.
Is there a special move to roll? Like knock people off?
They do have a dodge roll, but the way they're made is they can't take cover behind objects. So they're so low to the ground in which they're practically already taking cover.
Right.
So I don't know.
They could have, that would be a perfect character where you can play one of those enemy types where you roll toward the enemy and explode. Those annoying enemy types. You could totally just play one of those.
Well, it's kind of what the Vanguard class is supposed to do.
You're right. That is kind of what you're doing. So, yeah.
So
that's very meta.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of fun with that. So awesome. Kudos to them.
Cool. All right. Let's do our toast.
Yes.
All right.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do here.
I forgot.
1, 2, 3. Okay. All right.
there's vodka.
Very nice. Very nice.
You didn't forget to stir again.
I stirred before. I'll stir at halftime.
You need like one of those swizzle sticks, and you just need to consistently stir throughout the show. You know?
Nah.
Or at least a bendy straw. That'd be nice.
Well, that'll get him drunk a lot quicker because it'll settle the bomb.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about what we've been playing. Chris, since you weren't here last week, you want to start us off? Mass Effect 3, I'm presuming, right?
Mass Effect 3, I played through the Omega DLC, which was kind of fun. I don't know, it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but it frankly just ends, and you're back on the Normandy, and you're going about your adventures again.
Okay.
What else? I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 3, playing the Aftermath DLC, which that's been kind of fun.
I have not. It's so funny. I have not gotten to the Aftermath yet, and I have the. I'm a premium member, so all you need to do is download it.
Oh yeah, it's been out for nearly a month now.
Yeah, and I've just been playing other stuff and Planetside 2, of course. So I haven't had a chance to play it yet. There's some new game types and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple new game types. The main one is called Scavenge.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to ask about. It's sort of like like it reminds me of the old style. Is it sort of based on the idea of the old style death matches where the good weapons are sort of strewn throughout the level and you have to go run for them?
It's kind of Halo-y in that aspect.
Yeah.
But basically, everybody starts out with a pistol. You don't get any of your character class perks, so no med kits, no defib, anything like that. And you'll just find random weapons strewn throughout the map, and they only have like one or two clips to them. And the rest of the mode plays out like Conquest. So you're running around, you barely have any ammo, and it can be really intense sometimes.
Yeah, that seemed really cool. What's the so the maps and structures themselves? When I first was looking at it, looks like they had a lot more verticality to them, and it's sort of like I was worried it was going to be a sniper hell. But what do you think the flow's like?
Well, I think it's starting to develop into a sniper hell.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no height limit as far as I can tell for the map so far. So people are just getting on top of the tallest buildings in the entire map and just sniping.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not really that much verticality. I guess the two things about it are that there's a lot less destructibility to be found.
Yeah. Everything's technically already destroyed, I guess.
Yeah, there's been an earthquake and it's destroyed everything, but there's not much else left you can destroy, which I don't know. I kind of miss that. And the only other noticeable thing is there's a map called Epicenter, obviously. And every couple minutes at random, there'll be this aftershock earthquake going on. And it doesn't really...
Uh-oh. I think...
people should be getting knocked over. They shouldn't be able to aim at all. It should be kind of a panic moment. You got to worry about things falling and, killing you. But it doesn't happen. And the earthquake feature only happens on that map. It doesn't happen on any of the three other maps. So, I don't know. I wish it was like on all the fucking maps.
Right. Sorry, guys. So Skype is fucking up a little bit, I think. We heard you.
Yeah, it's good for me too.
I heard you, but Skype is crunchy. It's crunchy. It's
crunchy.
It's like a Christmas miracle, but
it's a Christmas miracle. I was afraid that it was all the porn I was downloading on my end, but I just checked and it all finished. So it might be Chris.
It might. I don't have any porno going on mine.
No, not me.
That I know of.
It's strictly up until about 8 o'clock, and that's when I cut off because I try to make sure I'm well stocked for the night.
Yeah. Well, you want to be sure that at 8 o'clock you want at least 4 more hours of porno to go.
You don't want to rush it, and if you keep it for too long, it gets bad.
It is. The rancid porno is bad.
No, you don't want to. Once it expires, you do not want to touch that shit.
You don't. Yeah. It gets really sloppy after.
Well, I'm not even comfortable.
Sloppy.
I'm not even comfortable downloading porno on my computer while I'm playing on Xbox Live. So
you're like,
no.
Someone's gonna move through the tubes and found out that you like the crazy stuff.
You're like a porn version of The Ring, except terrible.
Little animal tourism with Mr. Hands.
It's a Christmas miracle.
That's a Christmas miracle. That's right. Getting your colon severed by a giant horse cock. It's a Christmas miracle.
You know, every time a man gets his colon severed by a giant horse cock, an angel gets its wings.
That's true. That's true. Wings made of horsehair is what. Which actually
that does
work better.
that sounds about right.
They work better than normal wings. People don't realize, but that's how it goes. How many maps are on Aftermath?
It's just 4.
Okay, that's kind of the standard for the DLC stuff.
Yeah, and they're all urban environments, not very much open space at all. Mm-hmm. Helicopters, no jets, tanks, stuff like that. It's okay, but I don't know. I wish it was more open, and I wish there was earthquakes everywhere. So,
right, yeah. So what are they planning now? Is it how much more DLC do they have? Isn't Battlefield 4 coming out next year? What the fuck is going on? Like
supposedly. The final batch is supposed to arrive in March. It's called Endgame, and I don't know. It seems like it's supposed to be like a kind of a best of across all the DLC. So evidently, you get the large maps. You get emphasis on vehicles. They're adding a dirt bike you can ride on.
Are they really? See, I want the dirt bike, but I want it to be available in all the maps.
And they're bringing back a capture the flag.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Other than that, I can't think of anything else.
I don't see. That's the thing. I want the dirt bike, but I don't want it to just be just for those maps. Like bring it for. I mean, you could easily do that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of. I mean, you could use. I mean, a dirt bike and armored kill would be fucking awesome.
It absolutely would.
You know?
I mean, the quads are just fine, but
they already have quads.
Dirt bike could be more fun.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a proponent of more motorcycles in games generally, and you don't really find motorcycles in games for whatever reason. I don't know why that is.
It just depends on the series, like, you know.
I mean, like multiplayer games. I'm not talking about like Grand Theft Auto or something like that. I mean, like Battlefield and stuff.
Well, I guess, but then again, you don't see maps that big very often.
That's true.
You know, a game like Battlefield or Planetside, yeah, but I don't know, a game like Call of Duty, no, you're not going to find that in there.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, there are no vehicles in Call of Duty. No no real vehicles.
There were vehicles in Call of Duty 3.
Were there?
Yeah.
Which one? Wait. Which one was Call of Duty 3? Was that the one where you shoot the dudes?
That's accurate, yes.
Yeah.
You shoot dudes.
That's the one.
So and it had the added bonus of running dudes over as well. Call of Duty... Wait, you mean Modern Warfare 3? No, Call of Duty 3.
Oh, Call of Duty 3. Okay. So we're talking old school World War II Call of Duty.
Yes, the first Treyarch Call of Duty title.
Was that that was the first-person shooter one, right?
Yeah, it was... Well, it had its roots as a third-person shooter, but no, they agreed that a first-person was probably the best.
Probably. They ended up sticking with that, didn't they?
For a couple games, I don't know if it's around anymore.
Just a few. No one really plays it anymore, I guess.
No. Why would anybody buy that shit? It's gone stale.
I know. Everyone's playing. Like everyone's playing. That's like the porn. That Bob.
It's like porn.
That's like the porn Bob. Put the porn Bob downloaded.
Yeah.
All right. So
you gotta get rid of it quick, otherwise it sticks to the.
You gotta jerk off to it really quick and use it up.
Yeah.
As soon as you wrap it up,
have to clean up after that. No.
And if you don't, you have to put it in the refrigerator, and then
Just
who wants to find those leftovers?
It's never leftover porn is never as good the next day.
If you're not careful,
getting all brown and fuzzy.
It's like a salad, It's leftovers. Salad is never good the next day after putting it in the fridge. It's never the same. It's all soggy.
Yeah, and wilted.
And wilted.
Moldy porn is just not something you want.
Wilted pornography.
Molded pornography. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Penicillin.
I got an STD from expired porn.
No, that's the cure.
That's the cure? Oh, that's true, the penicillin, yeah. The penicillin is the cure for that. So other than Aftermath, have you been playing anything else, Chris?
Other than Mass Effect and Battlefield, I've been dabbling in a lot of games, actually. Working on a project that we haven't announced yet, and I'm not sure if we're going to do it next week or the week after,
right.
But It's something that requires me to play a lot of games.
Yes.
It was something I was working on today, too.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate your help.
And Tara's working on it right now.
Wow.
Thank you, Tara.
Welcome.
This secret project we can't let anyone know about. We can't open our bag, let out the cats that we have within.
All those cats.
All those cats.
So many. The internet is just full of cats. Have you noticed this?
Yeah. Well, I don't. Is it cats or cat pictures?
Lilla column A, Lilla column B.
Yeah. Well, you can't have cat pictures without cats.
What came first, the cat or the picture of the cat? It's a question of the ages. What that is. All right, Bob. What have you been playing?
What, me?
Yes, you.
Aside from terrible Kinect games.
Yes, because I want to hear all about Power Rangers Kinect. Should you wear the mask while you talk about this?
God damn it! I have other bits of armor here. Let me don my gear.
Yeah, put your armor on. I want to feel like I'm in the moment.
We'll recreate.
Recreate the moment for me.
Some of it survived. I can just like.
Do you have the tidy whities with you?
No.
Did you destroy it or something?
I had to cut it off him.
He needed
me because I just was like, I'm fucking done.
He needed the jaws of life to pry him from his super suit. So for those listening at home, Bob is struggling with his cardboard superhero outfit. He's trying to get the shoulder pads on. He has the mask on.
We had yarn that was attaching all these shoulder pads on, but Tara had to cut them off because I was just like, fuck this, I'm drunk and I'm done. I want to go to bed. And there we go. God damn it, they keep falling off. Oh, fuck it.
Do you have... Wait, hold on. Is there nipples on that front chest piece?
Yeah, during the night, Tara drew nipples on my armor.
We need to... I think we need to introduce you to Phoenix Jones from Seattle, Washington.
Phoenix... I think I've heard of this guy.
Phoenix Jones...
I have. He's the superhero.
Phoenix Jones is our Seattle superhero.
Yeah.
Who's this black guy in a superhero outfit, and he goes into the streets at night on the weekends with his superhero contingent and tries to stop crime, which usually just involves pepper spraying a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I remember him trying to break up a fight, but ended up getting in a fight with everyone else there. He tried to
break up a fight, and he ended up pepper spraying everyone there and all the women around. He's just sort of a clumsy superhero.
He's a tragic hero.
He's a tragic hero. He also then recently beat up someone in the street because we have a law on the books in Seattle called the Law of Mutual Combat. Which means, and this is truly on the books, which means if two people meet in the street and they want a fist fight, they're allowed to legally do it until one says stop or one gets knocked down.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called the Law of Mutual Combat. It's actually on the books here in Seattle. And so if two people want to fight in the street, they legally are allowed to do so until one relents or one of them gets knocked down or out.
It's almost like a toned down version of a duel.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, and it's actually completely legal. So, It's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting. So.
I want to know when was this law passed? I'm curious.
I don't know exactly, but it's definitely on the books. Because there was cops watching the fight. Because they declared this is mutual combat, and the cops were like, okay, go ahead.
Did they take bets?
Yeah, I would if I was a police officer. I mean, I'm sure you don't have the option very often. I mean, I don't think people declare this law often, and I don't think people knew about it until this event happened. And then, of course, it made the news, and everyone's like, "Oh, mutual combat, cool." So, I mean,
is everybody doing it now? Is it like a thing?
I don't know, but you could probably have like a fight club in Seattle and become completely legal.
Oh, you probably could. Yeah, that's amazing.
So,
I was not Phoenix Jones or whatever his name is.
Yeah, you're not Phoenix Jones.
No.
He's actually kind of impressive. He's pretty built and he knows how to fight. But his superhero contingent is definitely like the D and E string of superheroes. They're pretty pathetic. They're badly made costumes with oven mitts or whatever else.
Oh God, really?
It's pretty bad. And then of course, Seattle also has someone who now is the super villain. Who
Oh God, really? They have a super villain now?
Well, he's not really a villain, but he makes YouTube videos challenging Phoenix Jones.
Oh, this could be a story arc. I have to know more.
Awesome.
Yeah, I forget what his name is. It's Velvet. His name is Velvet Jones, I think.
It's just fucking what happens when Generation
I think it's
X grows up.
Yeah.
We watched the X-Men, we grew up with comics, and now we're fucking supervillains.
Wait, I don't think it's Velvet Jones. I think Velvet Jones is something else. I think that's a porno actor.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
or something. I know I've heard the name Velvet Jones from somewhere, and for some reason I think it's the Seattle supervillain, but
don't Google that.
Considering the amount of media and types of media I've taken in, it could be anything. It could be anything.
It could be expired. Don't Google that.
It could be his. Don't do it. You get very hurt. All right. So Power Rangers Kinect. You have your mask on, your Power Rangers mask, which looks like it was made out of a piece of cardboard and magic marker.
A Sharpie.
A Sharpie.
Yeah.
I see a general lack of protection in the chin area.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good
Tara
because
for that.
Well, I think
I couldn't drink otherwise. I think Tara actually she made the mask, and I think she had my best interest at heart during this broadcast, which was consuming copious amounts of alcohol.
Ah, right.
So obviously you need a really wide mouth hole to be able to.
That's true. Get in, and I should say, people in chat over at 4ppt.tv did find me the name. The super villain of Seattle is named Rex Velvet. Is his name. So I was close. Apparently, Velvet Jones is an Eddie Murphy thing.
Okay.
According to chat.
Whatever.
According to chat. But you see, I was going to say that the big space for your chin is probably good because as you become more super, the superheroes have their chin gets bigger and more.
Oh yeah. No, I
manly.
want to power up.
As you power up, the chin gets
keep going down.
Yeah, the chin gets bigger.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Power Rangers Connect. I'm glad you're in costume for this because it really. I didn't have
my full costume. My full costume, actually, if people really want to know, I was dressed up in kind of black tights, but black tights with my white, kind of whitey tighties on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But I had taken old socks. Put them on my hands. And
I was wondering
holes in them for my fingers.
I was wondering what those were.
Yeah, those are old dirty socks. So I had these mitts made out of socks, wearing kind of these black tights with my horribly stained workout, like whitey tighties, over on top of them.
I can only assume that the budget for this costume was roughly $10.
Oh, it was nothing. We had everything. Actually, the black tights were a pair of old long johns that I had.
See,
so
people,
black.
if we had subscribers at 4pp.tv, we can afford to get Bob decent costumes and get drunk in.
Well, I was like, leading up to this, it would have been like $15 because I would have gone, if I had planned it ahead, I would have gone out and bought a child's Power Ranger costume. With a plastic mask and having just a child size, so the arms come up to here, and it just really tight in the groin area, so it just really accentuates my balls.
That would have been good, you'd have camel taint basically.
Yeah, exactly. But no, alas, that was not to be.
I don't think this time. Well, October wasn't too long ago. I was thinking it would be difficult to find a child.
Yeah, I was thinking discount shit. Getting a child's Power Ranger costume.
You'd probably have to get a used one, and it would have a child would have shit in his pants this Halloween, and you would have had to
considering our budget. Yeah, it would have been a used one.
It would have been a used one from the Value Village. Smell like little boy ass.
Too bad Twitch TV can't broadcast smell because it would have been amazing.
Probably it's, with all the gaming streams, it's probably a good idea. It's probably for the best. And of course, I just got out of the gym, so it's probably for the best here as well.
Oh yeah, but Power Rangers for Kinect, so it's better than Dragon Ball Z for Kinect. I have to say.
That's where we're at now. That's where we're at. That's
okay.
Where is it in on the mech one? What was that?
Steel Battalion.
Yeah, where is it in Steel Battalion speak?
So if let's see, if Steel Battalion is a -1, I would say Dragon Ball Z for Kinect would be a 1, and then Power Rangers for Kinect, I would say it'd be like maybe a 2. 2 to 3. Like, it did have the live action scenes. Like that was the best part of the game.
Where does Harry Potter land?
Harry Potter is actually pretty high. I would say Harry Potter's at least around a 4.
And that's probably all due to the ability to get your face in the game.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason.
100% due to that. If I couldn't have my face plastered onto Harry Potter like some kind of like Silence of the Lambs style, like someone's wearing a flesh mask, it's just it wouldn't be that high.
Yeah. Oh, that's all the 4 points was right there.
Oh yeah,
all those
at least 3 of the points were.
3 of those points can be found in a 40-second clip we have.
Absolutely. But it's the combat's really simplistic. I can tell this game was made for children. Like it's obviously like made for someone who can just flail around in front of the TV and like half the enemies run away.
Well, the Power Rangers are very scary.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing underwear on the outside. They probably saw me.
Look at you! We're hemorrhaging subscribers as we speak.
Exactly. This is a horror show. I'm pretty sure that I didn't really win us many viewers that night.
Right. I think we probably lost a whole bunch on YouTube.
Yes, it's fucking terrible. And of course, Cezanne spams the subscribe link. But yeah, it's there were so basically every single fight could be broken down to the exact same formula. It was one scene of me in a live action scene, like doing whatever. It would just take this Kinect would cut out my body and then superimpose me onto a scene in the game.
I like that.
And it's a pure 2D scene. So you probably saw me like grabbing my balls and like flailing my tube at someone.
Yeah,
my tube.
That this could be taken many ways. Grabbing your balls and flailing your tube at someone.
Yeah, I had a cardboard tube. It had sword written on it, so people knew it was actual sword. It was legit. But it's like there's like that is probably for about 5 seconds, and then you fight the guy. You turn into a Power Ranger, but actually it'll take your you have to you draw the symbol of the Power Ranger. It's all kanji. It's actually all like legit Japanese kanji for depending on the character you play. And of course, I chose the female pink character because nothing accentuates my masculinity as much as wearing a pink costume.
Of course, yeah,
and being a woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the kanji for her was 10, which is heaven, which is I think her weapon is like a fan, so it's like kind of an air type thing. A lot of them are associated with elements, but it's like you actually write out the kanji and then you turn into a Power Ranger, and when that happens, it'll take a photo of you, and it'll like make you like stand up and be like, "Arr!" and then it'll like transform you into the Power Ranger.
This is a lot more involved than I expected.
Oh, it's way more. I was pleasantly surprised by this game, but then you turn into a Power Ranger and then you just sit there and you just go like this the entire game.
Really?
Yeah. You can kick. You can kick.
Right.
So like there's some enemies that'll throw things at you and you can kick it back at them.
Right.
But if they miss you, or if they they hit you and they'll run away.
Huh.
Like they don't really they really don't do much, and then you fight the boss guy, and to defeat the boss guy, you have to use your special move, and you always trigger your special move by touching your wrist thing. I guess they have some kind of like power thing on the wrist.
I think they do like a this sort of yeah
it's like it's morphin' time or whatever. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
I've never actually watched the show. So you grab the wrist thing, and then as soon as you get in your power Super Saiyan mode, you're able to do damage to them, and then you can defeat them. So you get them down to like a sliver of their life, and then you're like, fuck, I gotta wait until my meter fills up until I can activate super power mode and then actually defeat them. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, because it's like, well, I just used my super power mode on the trashy minions that just ran away. Now I have to fucking charge up on the boss. That takes like at least 2 or 3 times for him to like run around and attack you, and you have to dodge him, and then he gets dizzy, and then you hit him, and then it does nothing because he's already at minimum life. And then you defeat him, and then he gets big.
After you defeat him, he gets big.
Yeah, after you defeat him, he goes big.
Okay.
That's the way Power Rangers have always worked.
Yeah, he turns like a big like kaiju like monster type guy,
right?
And then you go like superpower awesome dudes, and you go like into a super mech,
The Megazord.
whatever that is.
Okay.
So when you're in the trashy mech thing, like as you go through the game, you progress through the game. It keeps adding junk onto the mech. Eventually, he gets too heavy that they actually have to put him on a Segway at the end, where he just wheels around. They keep adding things onto this giant thing, so eventually it can't move. So he just like wheels around on a Segway. It's like brrr, and you have to fight a guy like while being wheeled around on like a rascal type thing, because you just have added so many swords and blades onto the side of your thing. And then like during this fight, that's actually when you can defeat the guy, and he ends, and then you go fight another. Same formula repeats. You find another bad dude that's made of eyeballs, or you find another bad dude that has a bunch of spikes going out of him. It's pretty much just ad nauseum till the end of the game.
What? I don't know. It seems like you defeat people, and then they're not really defeated. They become this giant monster.
Almost every single time. I think there was one enemy that what was it called? Where they kept calling the same guy? And something started with an N. Not the bad word. Was it a Z?
What are we talking about?
It was like Knifels.
Knifels.
Zolden.
Knifels.
I can't remember.
Knifels.
Where's your fucking Power Ranger nerds now?
Norwegians. Watch out for the Norwegians.
There we go. They called every single enemy Nylock, and I never understood what that fucking meant.
Nylon pants.
Nylon.
So maybe Nylock is like a race of people.
Really? Were they just being racist? Like, fucking Nylock!
Goddamn Nylock!
Kick your ass!
This damn town used to be a good, safe place. Them damn Nylocks moved in.
I wouldn't put it past him for having a name like that. I mean, the main villain for the first season of Power Rangers, her name was Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an awesome name. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That if I saw on a concert venue thing that Rita Repulsa was playing, I'd buy fucking tickets that minute.
Oh yeah,
I'm
actually pretty sure there's at least 2 transvestites in San Francisco named Rita Repulsa.
I wasn't even thinking like transvestite. I was thinking more like 80s, blondie punker sort of girl.
Well, I used to live next to a Mexican transvestite bar, and I'm pretty sure Rita Repulsa played there at least once.
I live on Capitol Hill in Seattle. I know about transvestites. Okay, I know all about transvestites.
Pulling the transvestite card on me.
What?
Okay, this mask hurts. I need to take this thing off.
Are we gonna have a tranny battle? Tranny battle.
We're gonna have a tranny off.
Tranny off. You show me your trannies, I'll show you mine. That would be great. Like RTS, where your armies of trannies are going after each other, and 7-foot, men in makeup hitting each other with high heels, stiletto heels. Fantastic.
We'll let this be a subscriber night event. How about that?
Yes. A tranny off, the great tranny off of 2013. That's how we'll start it off. The subscriber night.
God, that reminds me of some of the worst shit I've seen. Like there was a it reminded me of bum fights, and it reminded me of this other show that I saw on the internet. I call it a show, like it's legitimate, but it was a internet video. I don't know where the fuck I stumbled upon this thing, but it was basically a bunch of crack addicts fighting over crack.
This sounds great. It's cops or something.
It was weird. Obviously, someone wealthy had taken a bunch of crack addicts off the street. And brought him to like a beach house and had a pool and everything. And they had a bunch of I think I had like 2 or 3 crack addicts. And they didn't actually physically fight. What they did is they actually had the show like mocked up. So like the crack addicts like introduced the show and were kind of being the whole like narrators and whatnot. Like they were explaining the rules of the game. So they were like
crack owned and operated is the best way to
exactly. Yeah. So it was American made.
Yeah.
So the crack addicts, the big black guy with no teeth was like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a crack rock, put it in this plastic bag, we're gonna tie it to a regular kind of earth rock, and the not kind of don't smoke, and we're gonna throw it in the pool, and then whatever crack addict gets the most crack in the bottom of the pool, he wins.
So it was like American Gladiators for crack addicts.
Exactly. But I love that he actually had to kind of quantify, like, this is a crack rock versus a rock you find on the ground.
Right. Just so
They
you
got
know.
to that point in their life where they couldn't tell whether it was like a regular rock or a crack rock. You actually have to say, like, this is one that comes from the ground. This is one you smoke.
Well, Bob, they're not geologists. Come on.
No. Well, yeah. It's pumice.
He's just trying to.
It's slightly buoyant.
So they have like feats of strength then for their crack.
Exactly. It was basically like 15 minutes of a crack addict swimming around in the pool, trying to pick up bags of crack.
Crack addicts can swim.
Oh, they sink.
Can they swim? Can they swim in the ocean?
You have no idea what crack addicts will do for crack, my friend.
Can they swim in the ocean like deer? This we can dovetail this into our.
They are cuckoo for crack. They will do whatever they need to get the crack.
This sounds like a great game show. You can have them do anything.
Yeah.
What if you told them, like, okay, if you clean yourself up and get a good job and clean your life up, then we'll get you some crack? You think like that would be enough? Like that's the best way to get them clean. Say, if you get your life put together and get a good job and buy a house and clean yourself up, I'll give you some crack. Like, yes, sir, right away. I want that crack. Get that crack. I'm gonna get myself a job. I'm gonna get my resume up.
I personally believe that Bob said.
And then you know what you do? Then their life is all cleaned up, and they're in their house with their wife and their 2 kids, and you show up with crack for them.
You open up a gilded box, and it's a giant crack rock. The size of like a grapefruit.
And it's glowing. It's like, whoom.
And then 2 years pass. They don't even know what's going on. 2 years pass, and they're back on the street.
Yeah, and then they go and they can play again.
Yeah.
You're back
they end up in San Francisco streets.
You're back on yours for your second time.
Round 2, Grandmaster.
It sounds like a reality TV show that Bob Saget would host.
We can call it we can call it Crack Me Up.
Oh God.
That'd be a good name. Crack Me Up. I like that.
That's horrible.
How do we get into this?
I don't even know how we got to the point of me telling
the crack thing.
I lost track.
That's a good game show, though. I like that.
Oh god, someone linked me Decent Gamer on Twitter just linked me a GIF of because I introduced my my broadcast. I was dead. It was just a black screen with a bunch of snow, and someone actually made a GIF of my intro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll link it in chat.
Yeah, link that in chat. Let's take a look at that. Oh shit! Hit the wrong button. Hold on.
Is that the button that brings up porn?
That's the button that brings up the crack porn. Let's see. Oh, save the world. Very nice. Very nice. There actually is a website called Crack Horror Confessions, which is yeah. You've never heard of this? That's a website.
Where are they confessing that they did crack and suck dick? I mean,
no, that's exactly what happens in these pornos.
Oh, they're pornos.
They're pornos. And the guy
are they crackheads doing sex for crack?
Yes, but the guy interviews them about their downfall into crack and their lives and how everything all fell apart. And then at the end, he's like, "All right, well,
let's fuck,
suck my dick."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you could look it up.
Really, that takes a special kind of person to actually want to watch that shit.
I've seen a bunch of these; they're pretty interesting. Is
it kind of like? Is it more of a kind of a
like how
anthropology type kind of
like
interest,
a what?
or is it anthropological?
It's sort of like that. Like imagine how Interview with the Vampire. The whole basis is the guys interviewing Lestat.
Instead of sucking blood, they're sucking dick.
They're sucking dick.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So he's not interviewing Lestat. He's interviewing the other guy. But he's learning the story of being a vampire and all this. It's sort of like that. And I know it's exactly like that because at the end. Oh no, he doesn't. Lestat shows up and drinks his blood. But yeah, it's sort of like that. Yeah, it's like Interview with the Vampire, except with crack whores and then cocksucking at the end of it. Crack Horror Confessions. That's actually
so. It's basically like
Lewis is who he was interviewing.
It's like a Requiem for a Dream, the series.
Yes, but not so pretentious.
Okay. That's good to know. I don't like my porn to be pretentious.
It's basically shot with a video camera that is lower quality than we use. But they probably make a lot more money than we do because we don't. We're not interviewing crack whores. Maybe I need to get a crack whore on as a guest on the show.
Yeah,
and we could just ask. We could just ask her about video games the whole time. I don't know.
It could be for
I don't know nothing about that.
Skype call-in section.
I don't know nothing about that. Am I getting some crack out of this? Like, yeah, just keep on answering.
Fuck yeah, play Pac-Man. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Chomp on those dots like chop on dicks for crack.
I fucking love those easy. He goes after those little rocks. He gets crazy when he gets the big rocks. I totally understand. Goes after the ghosts.
That's true. They do see the ghosts are following the ghosts of their past.
Yeah. It's the ghost. It's the ghost of Christmas past. Because it's a Christmas miracle.
They're haunted by their past bad decisions.
Yes, and they get the big rocks, and then they can actually go confront the decisions.
That's
and
right.
Eat them.
That's true. That's true.
It's like Tiny Tim.
So Power Rangers Kinect.
Yeah.
I'd open a window real quick.
What the fuck are we talking about? Sorry, I'm already kind of drunk.
Okay, so my question, how we got into this, was we were talking about you defeat the boss, and then the boss gets really tall, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the.
So it seems like a really bad idea to fight. It seems like the boss would be less dangerous.
Of the course in that kind of universe, I guess, like where they go and like fight the boss regular size, and then he like power ups and goes like and gets really large. Yeah. I don't know why.
Every single fucking episode's like that.
Every single one?
They defeat the monster on the ground, and then the boss creature from I don't know, on like the fucking moon, throws a scepter at the ground. It causes the guy to just become hundreds of feet tall, and then they summon the robot to defeat it. That's the way every single fucking one of them works.
That sort of reminds me of how Voltron was like that as well, where at the end of in the old Voltron cartoons, he would be fighting the main boss, who was always really big most of the time, I believe. And at the very end, he would take out his sword, and then he would split the monster in half after fighting him for like 10 minutes. And I always thought as a little kid, I'm like, well, why didn't Voltron just use the sword at the beginning?
Like exactly. If you know this is the pattern, why don't you stop it before it happens?
Yeah, just go
because they have time to fill.
Go right for the sword, right off the bat.
It's going to harm their ratings if they don't use up that time.
The show,
like, you know what? Fuck it. We see a little guy, the little monster, Voltron, smash him. Done.
The show would be like 5 minutes long.
It would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least 25 minutes is powering up. DBZ has taught us that at least 25 minutes is powering up.
Yeah.
Actually, minimum. Some Dragon Ball episodes were there were like 5 or 6 episodes devoted to powering up alone in one season.
Really?
Yeah.
Back to back.
I found something recently that just made me fucking crack up. I've actually been watching these recently. Someone did a Dragon Ball Z abridged. YouTube
the abridged stuff is great.
It's
really
fucking
good.
Hilarious.
I've not seen this. Is it just
okay? I need to find at least one clip, and you need to do research over the break to watch this.
We can maybe work that out, possibly.
The basic idea is that they take the core narrative and they redub it entirely and cut out like 90% of the filler.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. It really is.
God, I want to give a proper credit to where I actually found this. Shit.
But this isn't the only abridged series out there. I mean, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. I think there's a One Piece abridged series.
Oh, come on. I can't remember who linked me this. I've just been watching this all weekend.
I think there's a Naruto one, too. So anything that has ultra tons of filler is wide game.
Okay, interesting.
Open game. That's the word.
Is it Cody? Did Cody send this to you? I just got a tweet from Cody.
I can't remember. I'm trying to find Twitter, but I thought it was off of Twitter, but I can't find it anymore.
Cody just tweeted me. If Cody's in chat over 4pp.tv, he maybe can let us know.
Team4star.com.
Yeah, it's Team 4-Star, but this is... I'll link the video that was linked to me in chat, but it's basically... it's... I've been watching this series. I actually watched the entire season of DBZ back when I was working a really weird job where I was like cataloging a personal library.
You were interviewing crack whores for a website.
Yes, it was weird. I was in Massachusetts at the time over the summer, and like I entered a bunch of books into a database. It was weird, but I actually ended up watching a ton of DBZ in my downtime, and I actually watched the entire season. I fucking like. I liked the show and its core concepts. It's really just like I had a lot of time, and that's what is required for watching Dragon Ball Z. Is if you don't have any fucking else, better else to do, you just sit down and you watch the thing because people are going to charge up for 5 episodes, and there's nothing you can do but just sit down and watch this shit.
So, but is the charging up? Here's my question: is the charging up entertaining enough to where it's interesting for 5 episodes?
No, let me put it this way.
No. I would never recommend anyone watch it.
The Dragon Ball Z as a series in its original release was 291 episodes.
Yeah.
Across maybe 3 or 4 different seasons. I swear to God.
It's like I think it went on for like 10 years.
Well, you had like the Vegeta saga, you had the Frieza saga, right. You had the androids, and then the Boo, and that was it.
No, you forgot Cell.
I thought the androids and Cell were the same thing.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Okay, don't worry about it. All I'm saying is that 291 episodes, they could have cut it down to maybe 60 episodes total.
They did, didn't they?
Oh, that's what they're doing with like the Kai version.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Kai.
Yeah, 98 episodes out of 291.
Yeah, it's basically a lot of fluff.
A lot.
Why are we talking about Dragon Ball Z? What the fuck?
Because we're talking about Power. We're trying to talk about Power Rangers. We're having a very difficult time getting that done.
Well, there's really not much to the game. Like I explained the entire game there.
So it's just level after level of you doing the same thing over and over again, and flailing around.
It's basically defeat the small guy, turn to the big, defeat the big guy, defeat another small guy, turns to the big, defeat the big guy, defeat the small guy, turns to the big, defeat the big guy. Ad nauseum.
And you finished in 2 hours? 2.5 hours?
Yeah. Thereabouts.
And it's a $60 game.
I don't know, is it?
I would guess.
It came out, actually. It came out recently.
I would guess it's a $60 game.
This is my Gamefly queue.
You know what it is? It's because people realize that, for the most part, the Kinect is a piece of shit. And the only people who like these games are little kids, because little kids have brain damage. And they just want to flail around, and so there you go.
Well, this is the Super Samurai, which I guess is like a more recent version of Power Rangers.
I think that's like season 10.
I was on the tail end of Generation X, so I never watched this stuff.
Yeah, I when I was a kid, I only saw like the first 2 seasons, so.
Still 2 seasons more than ever I saw. Originally it was $40, and it's now $30.
Oh, it's dropping quick.
You can save it.
Quick.
You guys can too be a Super Samurai Power Ranger.
Is the Power Rangers even a big thing anymore?
Apparently,
actually, it's supposedly making a fucking comeback.
Really? Like fucking.
I don't know why, but it is.
Are they going to do a re-release, and it's going to be like a My Little Pony thing where you're going to have 40-year-old men?
No.
40-year-old men in Power Rangers?
No.
And they call each other.
I think the formula is just targeted for that smaller age demographic.
Oh, you can say that about fucking My Little Pony, my friend.
Well, actually, so I think the thing with My Little Pony is that they actually have a lot of adult humor in it, whereas Power Rangers is just...
No, that's true.
It's fighting monsters.
No, that's true. That's true.
So that's why I think there was that kind of adult demographic. I've never seen either, so I really can't speak to it, but that's just my perception of it.
I actually think that makes sense. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think
Power Rangers.
40-year-old overweight men who would like Power Rangers be like, they call themselves poppers or something.
Poppers?
Poppers.
Dude, bro, I'm such a popper.
I'm a popper, man. I'm going to the popper convention.
I can't believe I'm talking
PopperCon 2013.
Dude, bro, PopperCon.
I'm doing a Google search right now for popper fetish.
I just made that word up. I don't even know what. I don't know where that's.
Oh no, that is reserved strictly for the balloon fetish.
I thought
I was expecting like Christmas poppers, like snappers, like.
Oh, is that
like
is it a balloon fetish? Because
crackers.
I watched this guy. He's on YouTube and he's called Balloon 42, and he has a balloon fetish, and he makes all these videos of himself with his balloons. And I kind of feel bad for the guy because he's just, he's this nerdy kind of older guy, and he has this weird fetish. And at one point, he was a janitor for a school, and they found out he had these videos, and they fired him, so he lost his job, and he's been having a hard time getting, and he's harmless. He's not going to touch little kids.
He likes balloons.
He just likes balloons. But there's
What's he gonna do? He's gonna fuck a balloon.
There's
whatever.
And balloons aren't kids. You can fuck balloons. Who cares?
He's single-handedly the reason why helium prices are just skyrocketing. Right?
Oh, he's but he has this wonderful video, and I'll find it. Well, maybe we'll watch a couple of videos after break if I can get this working, or I'll save it for a next week's show. But there's this classic video that first turned me on to him, where it's him trying to get into a balloon, which is, I guess, is sort of like balloons.
The big giant balloon.
Yeah, it's like a
they inflate it and they go like, and they can jump around.
Yeah, and so I guess it's sort of like balloonception. If you want to fuck a balloon, it must be, getting into a balloon must be like getting into a giant vagina and going to sleep or something. I don't know.
Amazing.
But he gets stuck. And the balloon deflates around him.
Oh.
And then he has to try to get out. And it's
So he's basically like wrapped in like
and he's wrapped in it.
He's like, Arr!
And the best thing about him is that he's this weird geeky old guy, and he uses all these old phrases and stuff. So he's trying. He's like, drat, I'm stuck in the balloon, and he sounds like a 1940s villain. And he's like, blast it! Oh, drat, I'm stuck in the balloon.
That's not right.
I need to see this.
It's really wonderful.
Amazing.
Maybe during the break, I bet I can make this work, and we'll do this. We'll watch this. Actually, you know what? You know what time it is? It's break time. It's break time. Let me get some music going for the thing of time. We do the thing that comes up when we do the break that we gotta do. All right, guys. We're gonna take a small break, so stick around for Player Network. And this is Cocktail Time Live. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right.
my beard and forced me to eat it.
Everybody, welcome back to Cocktail Time Live here at 4Player Network. Thanks everyone for watching at home over at 4pp.tv. Especially thank you to our subscribers who subscribe to us over at Twitch TV. You guys subscribing to us really helps us out do what we do here at 4Player Network. Everything from our broadcast to our podcast to our website all costs something, and you subscribers help us to keep the doors open, and we appreciate it. All right, so let me see if I can get this balloon thing working. Let me. The screen might go black for a minute. Okay, and then I gotta do. That's not it. Then I gotta do this. Okay, and then I have to do. See, if I knew, I would have done this before, but we're doing this now. It's coming.
Oh God!
There we are. There we are. Okay, so we're. You can see it now. Bob and Chris will have to watch the feed, I guess.
Yeah.
You'll be able to hear it though. Let me make sure that.
Should we be able to hear it?
I think so. You can hear it through here. So let's see here.
All right.
You should be able to.
Well, they're a Twitch partnership.
Now, hold on. Something's up. Something's up.
I don't think XSplit likes it when you try to stream a video.
No, I've done this before.
Oh, there we go.
I've done this before. Hold on. I think I might have done something wrong. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves real quick.
So, about that sporting event.
Oh, totally. That sporting event. Where they were throwing around that ball, and then that one guy did that illegal thing.
Yeah,
we're not supposed to do.
The sporting event. Talk about
the sides that were off the thing. Off the hook.
The thing that's off the hook? Okay, let's try this again. All right. See, I like to have this worked out beforehand usually, but...
Okay, this is my second attempt.
Here we go.
This time, a slightly larger balloon, an 80-inch, made in South America. I keep the rubber band with me.
Of course, it has to be a flesh-colored balloon.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, shall we?
He's going to get into it.
This is going to be a tricky one. Oh, forgot the glasses.
He's got to get his glasses on.
We got
old
well, my head's inside. Ooh. Whoa.
Oh, God.
It's like
My arms.
born again.
My head's inside.
What the fuck is going on with this thing?
How do you explain this at the funeral?
Whoa.
People ask how he died.
Let's just watch. This is... Oh, no.
That's the last thing I need now. Nothing cooperating. Oh, great. I'm becoming trapped in the balloon. Drat the luck. Oh, I hate this. Oh, darn it. Oh, blasted. I can still breathe.
From a horror movie.
I gotta get out of this balloon.
He's got to get out of this balloon.
Drat it. So I need a spotter.
He's trying to get out.
He's touching himself.
There's
Unfortunately, everything I'm seeing is incredibly delayed. So. Oh, yeah, he definitely ripped that thing. But that was expensive. That was probably like an entire paycheck for that guy. That's
For that balloon. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. So that's what turned me on to Balloon 42 or something is his name. And he still makes videos to this day. But he hasn't become trapped in a balloon in a long time.
He hasn't died yet.
He hasn't died yet. Trash! Becoming trapped in the balloon! Blast it! I need to make some sound clips from him for my soundboard. That'd be good.
That'd be amazing.
All right, so what else are we talking about here today?
I do have some more delicious treats from around the world.
Oh, let's see.
I'm really dreading this next one. God, I told people...
Did you finish your plum pudding?
Did you actually finish that shit?
No.
That's probably...
There are starving children in Africa who won't eat that.
Sorry, so I got two things. I got one thing that's I know is going to be awful, and I have another thing that to wash it down later. So we'll go with the awful thing. So I found this while digging around at the this was on discount, and I can see why.
Apparently, all this stuff so far has been on discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is made in Spain. Apparently, I guess no one else in their right mind would be able to.
Does it fall mainly on the plane?
Where it rains?
Would it rain?
In Spain.
In Spain.
Yes. So, I told people that my hint was that it's chocolate covered, but that's not going to help.
Do we guess?
Oh God!
Because it's chocolate covered sardine.
Oh!
Wow!
Yeah,
I see.
I'm gonna try eating one of these buggers. There's 3 in here.
Just 3 because they know
just 3.
Then, since your love for Tara is so strong, I think she should be able to participate. You do have 3.
What's
Tara, would you like to join me?
What's funny?
And then you split one.
What's funny is I was going to say
I don't even want to crack one of these fucking in half because there's gonna be like fishbone and shit coming out.
What's funny is I was trying to think of the worst thing it could be, and I was thinking of some sort of chocolate-covered insect, like a cockroach or something, and I think those might be worse.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's gonna be like eating chocolate-covered whale jizz. It's horrible.
You might be surprised. What if
I love whale jizz?
Have you ever had whale jizz?
No.
How do you know? You don't know. You just don't know if you like whale jizz until you've tried it.
Don't knock it until you try it, sir.
Don't knock the whale jizz. And I say try it at least twice, because the first time could always be a bad experience. Look at this little fish. They warned you from the beginning.
Don't eat me!
Bob is holding up the still wrapped chocolate-covered sardine, and the wrapping of the sardine has a picture of a sardine. So you know...
It looks like a real sardine, so you know it's legit.
You know what you're getting into, basically.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Terry, do you want to have half of this?
I won't have half. I will try.
You'll have a bite?
Piece.
All right, Terry.
I want to see you finish that whole thing.
I'm not gonna eat this entire thing. Tara,
You
you
pop
come
it
here.
in your fucking mouth.
All right, eat this
no.
entire thing.
Yeah, pop it in your mouth.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah, bitch!
I'm not joking. Oh,
Open wide!
Oh man.
it's shaped like a fish. You can see it's molded like a fish.
Uh-huh.
There's actually like little fish. Oh, you can see that. There's little fish.
So what I'm wondering is that an actual whole sardine, or is there like
I think it's a whole sardine.
They grind up a sardine and then put it like chocolate fill. Here he goes. I
think it's whole. We'll
let's see. He's taking a bite and chewing.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, the fact that he hasn't made a horrible face yet is actually. I'm thinking. What's the verdict, Bob?
They're just sardine shaped chocolates.
Oh,
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed as well. What the fuck?
Oh, so you thought that it was actually like maybe you have to bite more into it. Maybe it's lulling you into a false sense of security. No.
See, I was hoping it would be disgusting, and then you and Tara would be forced to do like a Lady and the Tramp, starting on one end, meeting with a kiss.
That's a disappointment. So here's my question: How much did you pay for those 3 pieces of chocolate?
Somewhere between like less than $1.
Oh, okay, so that's not so bad. I thought you really laid it on the line.
No.
Carlos
pick that up.
Carlos is in 4pp.tv chat, and he says he got those last year for Christmas. But they're not even real sardines, so that's a huge disappointment.
That's a huge disappointment. I was expecting eating little like fish bones and carcasses and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know how you could even do that, because don't you have to? Sardines have to be preserved in oil and sealed and all that kind of good stuff. Or maybe sealing them within the chocolate would be.
Well, chocolate cocoa oil. I mean, there's oil in there.
Oh, that's stretching. I think.
And a ton of places do like chocolate covered bacon, so I don't think sardines are too much of a stretch.
Well, no, bacon has so much salt on it that salt acts as a natural preservative.
Yeah.
So
sardines are like salty regardless.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Infused with salt water, so they're kind of preserved anyway. But I had actually something else to wash it down with, and it's called Mozart Kugeln.
What? What?
Kugeln.
Well, so it's filled with red. So these are chocolates, bonbons. It looks like.
It looks like bonbons filled. There's actually, you can't really see it, but that outer shell is green.
Oh.
You see it now.
What is in them though? Give us a play-by-play.
I don't fucking know.
It's chocolate balls filled with the essence of Mozart.
Mozart balls. Welcome to Mozart balls. Learn to play the piano with your penis.
They're Mozart's semen.
Mozart semen.
Yeah,
that's
It's green.
It's green. I don't know what's in there.
Well, I mean, he's been decomposing for like 200 years.
Okay.
He's a decomposing composer.
Oh!
Somebody gets the joke.
He's a decomposer.
I'll be here all night.
The decomposing composer. All right, let's get this shit out. Each one has Mozart's face on that.
Oh, that's classy. That is classy shit. And it looks with the green and the red and the white, it looks very Christmassy from here.
Oh, this is what I have. It's fucking a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle. You know what? The fact that those sardines were not actually sardine.
I am amazed that it was a Christmas miracle.
That was a Christmas miracle.
Absolutely. It saved me from something that I can imagine would just be gut-wrenching horrible.
If you would have bought those at any other time of the year, they would have actually been sardines covered in chocolate. Oh,
yeah.
But since it's
100%.
The Christmas Eve, it's a Christmas miracle.
Exactly. Let's see. It looks like a regular bonbon.
Right. What's it filled with? It looked red from here. What?
Caramel?
Greenish.
Is that green? I can't tell. Is that green?
It's filled with sardines! Oh!
I check the expiration date, just saying.
It doesn't look green. It looks green in the camera, but it doesn't actually look green.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure Bob's gonna be fine.
Yeah, see?
Boss battle.
It's I think it's like coconut and nougat.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure Bob's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, you were reading chat.
I was reading chat for a second.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's like a bonbon.
like a bonbon. That's what I said before. It's like a bonbon.
Well, bonbons are like usually frozen though, right? They're like ice cream on the inside.
No.
Not really, no.
You're thinking of an eclair, I think.
What?
I don't know. Maybe
An eclair? An eclair is baked. It's cream filled.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm thinking of I don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm not a big pastry guy. You know, I don't like a lot of baked goods. I'm not that type of person.
Okay, you don't like baked goods.
I'm not a big baked goods person. I had some tiramisu on Friday, and it was pretty good, but I was like, yeah, whatever.
No, tiramisu is, or is it tiramisu?
Tiramisu, something like that.
Tiramisu. Are you all fancy and full shit?
Like, I don't like marzipan.
I don't like marzipan either. But it's like there's tiramisu. I don't like either. I think it's tiramisu.
Tiramisu. We had some of that tiramisu to our table, please. What's this tiramisu? A cupcake.
Yeah, I don't really like that. Whatever the bullshit is.
I'm just not a big. I'm
favorite.
not a big cake person. So
Me either. I mean, I like brownies. That's about it.
I like donuts. I really like the baked goods. I like brownies. I like probably my favorite is the old fashioned donuts.
I'm just more of a sour candy sort of person myself.
I do like sour candy.
So, all right.
It's interesting. It's usually it's the savory versus the sweet.
Yes.
Are you more savory or are you more sweet?
I'm more sour.
See, now that doesn't fall into the savory or sweet category.
I'm just outside the box, Bob.
That's your outlook on life. You're just sour.
Sour. I'm like Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. You're the Grinch of Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my cock grew 3 sizes that day.
Touché.
All right. Have you been playing anything else, Bob, besides Power Rangers Kinect, or is that taking up all of your time?
I played a little bit of Planetside 2.
Oh, this can dovetail into another Planetside 2 conversation.
For another 2 hours.
Another 2 hours. Well, we have another half hour, I think, here.
Yeah.
That. So,
well.
How you feeling about Planetside 2 so far? Have you gotten more time in with it?
A little bit more time. I think I actually finally got to the point where I can actually buy the other tanks and play with them.
Actually, real quick, someone mentioned in chat, Kinect Fun Labs. You didn't talk about Kinect Party, the Kinect thing,
Kinect Fun Labs is something different from Kinect
whatever
Party.
The thing you played.
Kinect Party is a lot of fun.
Party. Let's talk about that, because if it's a fun Kinect game, I want to hear about it.
You actually were smiling and enjoying yourself.
Really? Oh my god!
There's footage of this.
Are you saying we have footage of Bob enjoying himself and smiling? We have to get rid of that footage right away. We have to destroy it.
We have to delete it. It's fucking. Yeah, it's not.
I'm going to write an email to Justin over at Twitch right this very instant and say go to your servers and set them ablaze. Set them ablaze.
Yeah. So actually, Carlos just mentioned, but DoubleFine basically did this thing where they, during the Amnesia Fortnite, they released the Kinect Party game, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it, it's free until December 31st.
I saw
Play it as much as you like. You can go get a free version of it. Mm-hmm. You can access all of the mini games. Play, it's really just the demo version is very kind of restricted, mm-hmm. So you don't get access to a lot of the mini games, or you don't get access to a lot of the different aspects of the mini games.
Right.
I think there's only maybe like 4 of them, or like 8 of them tops.
What, how many games?
The mini games?
They were crapless.
No. The demo version was like very restricted.
Is it
we played the demo version first, then we went over and unlocked the full version, and that's like the full version has like ridiculous numbers.
So was it just all mini games for?
It's basically all it is it's what are you doing, Tara? It's all like ridiculous. Camera scenarios. Mm-hmm. So there's one where the ground turns into lava, mm-hmm. and if you stand in the lava, you start to like catch on fire, mm-hmm. and eventually like you'll burn up into like a cinder form, and then he'll blow up and disappear, and then he'll come back up out of the lava. But it's all like special effects.
Okay.
So there's also one where you're Godzilla and you're going smashing buildings and like smashing down planes. There's
for
a
points,
dubstep.
I'm presuming, for points and all that good stuff.
There's no.
You just do whatever.
You just go fucking nuts.
You're just doing it just to do it.
You get drunk and then you play this game. It's fucking hilarious.
I have a feeling that the drunkenness actually led to the enjoyment. Not. I think we could have put anything in the box, in the Xbox at that point, and you could have put Amy in the box, and you would have been like,
"No,
yeah.
God, no. That's like giving me birthday cake with a piece of shit on top of it.
It's filled with sardines."
Filled with sardines.
Filled with sardines.
Yeah, you cut open the cake and it's like, oh, there's sardines in there.
Right.
So,
and well sperm.
Well, they're the. I think what I enjoyed the most was the dubstep mode.
Okay. Someone in chat was saying that.
They have this kind of crazy it mixtures between like several different filters on the camera, but there's this kind of crazy like techno music going on in the background. The techno music changes with the filters, and there's ones where you're like kind of in this crazy 70s type thing, and then you're like going into a more of a Daft Punk kind of theme.
But why are you doing this?
For fun.
What? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, you just go around and like you're acting up and you're like, brr, and you start dancing around. It's like, it's crazy effects going on. Like, so your arms are like swaying around, and like it'll actually like change the camera motion. So you'll like switch back and forth between like two motions, and it does all these kind of really crazy trippy effects to like the beat of the music. And it's a lot of fun to try to like create these really obscure and obscene things. Like actually, there was one where it was a camera that took 5 pictures, and every time it would track you and you only.
Right.
So whenever it took a picture, it would take a picture of just you. So you can actually make yourself with like 3 heads. And then Tara, for some reason, decided to put her head the opposite direction, right at my crotch. So we took a picture of like her giving a blowjob to Shiva.
Okay.
It was incredibly obscene.
So these aren't really games. It's more like situational humor and situational enjoyment.
A little bit.
Am I thinking about this too much?
Maybe.
It seems like I don't know. It seems like something you would really like to do if you're on acid.
Oh, you would to no end. Really, you lose it in this game on acid.
Maybe,
or mushrooms. Really, just gone for hours.
One time I did something horrible, and I've done LSD a few times, more than a few, but you know we'll keep it at that. And I never had a bad trip or anything. I've always responded very well to psychedelics, but I once got caught in a bit of a rut because I took LSD, and then I took a picture of myself, my face, and then I took that picture of my face and put it into Photoshop and started messing with my face in Photoshop while I was on acid. And it was the closest I ever came to freaking out after about 5 hours of doing that. But I sort of put it away, and I think I played Alpha Centauri instead. But if you're ever on acid, I would recommend you don't take a picture of your face and begin messing with it in Photoshop, because it is a deep, dark hole that you might not find your way out of, to a degree.
Or just don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
Or just that, but no one listens to that. So you were playing Kinect Party.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and it's free.
Yeah, it's free until the 31st.
That screams to me that they're having a really hard time selling this.
No, it just came out.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression. I was under the impression that it has been out for a little while, and they were like,
"No. They just released it. They were like, you know what? Christmas, it's DoubleFine. DoubleFine is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're
pretty cool.
They want to make a lot of fun stuff, and I think the other is the DoubleFine party thing.
Right. You're being attacked by a Terra.
That's Terra. I don't.
Right.
Well, they also had like DoubleFine Theater, Happy Action Theater.
Yes, I've heard of this Happy action.
Yeah,
theater.
it's very similar, but the game is it's like a.
For those listening at home, Tara has climbed on Bob's shoulders and is acting like a cat. She's actually
She's trying to tell you she wants a cat for Christmas.
right,
And she fell down. So Happy Action Theater, they actually add in a bunch of stuff like in Kinect Party from Happy Action Theater. So it's kind of like a continuation kind of thing. It's like the Dance Central 2 to Dance Central.
Oh, I see. So not too much different.
It connects.
It connects. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm still not sold on a Kinect, I'll tell you.
Yeah, if you don't have a Kinect, what the fuck? Don't get
it. The only point of the fucking Kinect that's worth it are the voice controls. That's it.
Yeah. Like even
well, that's just a code.
Even in the Power Rangers for Kinect, it would misinterpret me all the time.
Oh, you were trying to duck and end up thinking you were trying to jump.
It would jump. Every time I fucking ducked, it would jump. What the fuck?
That's because you're so tall that when you duck, you become the size of a normal person jumping. So,
but it's in reverse. So,
which if you put Joseph in that perspective,
right.
Every single time he tries to jump,
it's duck.
Nothing fucking happens.
Yeah.
He ducks.
Every time I would jump, it would duck.
Yeah. It's like, wasn't there a rumor that they're going to add the Kinect into the next generation of Xbox?
That is the rumor that it will be bundled. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see.
Like
they've basically
connected.
they basically have invested too much capital in the Kinect to just throw it away at this point.
Really?
So. They it's $500 million, I think, went into just the marketing of the Kinect and the Windows Phone a couple of years ago, and that's not including R&D and people making stuff. It's kind of ridiculous.
If they came out with like a Kinect 2.0 where they had a better processor, there was less lag, and they can actually interpret body movements that were not crazy.
I think that's the idea.
It could be better.
I think that's the idea.
Be good.
I think the Kinect 2.0 is what we'll be seeing.
Right.
But
as long as it was not like it was standardized and not shoehorned, it could be good.
Yeah. But
it could augment the experience instead of being interfering and just make the experience fucking terrible.
They don't need to make you the controller. They just need to supplement and augment the controller.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's really like just when they kind of get in your face and be like, use this fucking Kinect thing and try to punch. I'm fucking punching. What are you doing, Kinect? I hate you so much.
That's why it's popular with small children. And as I said before, small children all have brain damage.
Oh, yeah.
It's truth.
Well, I'm trying to catch up with them.
You have to try to you're trying to regain your youth by destroying brain cells.
I believe Joseph here is referencing a Bill Cosby.
I am, and he's very right. He's very correct.
He is. He really is.
You know what game doesn't use Kinect? Planetside 2.
I don't know. Are you sure? I mean, that game could be better with Kinect.
You think it can make it better with Kinect?
They probably could.
I could run into battle, and every time I want to shoot my prowler, I go Badoof! 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 With my arms, outward. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. I misinterprets you just team kill.
I'm a medic, so I have to. I'm fixing. I'm fixing.
You have to do CPR. You have to just fucking CPR.
If you're a medic,
time.
If you're an engineer, you have to give the ammo. Give the ammo. Give the ammo. Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. I'm still sore from Friday. This fucking sucks.
Well, you're also wearing 30 pounds of cardboard.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was at least 30 ounces.
Yeah, and that's, we've seen your body structure here.
Translates to 30 pounds.
Right. You're a thin guy, so that 30 ounces might be a lot to haul around for you.
I have to say that the best part of your broadcast the other night was the lava part.
Yeah.
Well, specifically when y'all were doing the Terminator 2 reference, I burst out laughing.
For that.
We have to get that highlight up. I haven't seen that yet. I think every lava scene should have a Terminator 2 reference.
Well, Even Guild Wars 2 has a Terminator 2 reference.
Oh, in their lava era, really?
There is a boss you fight that is literally a giant mech in a pool of lava, and when it dies, it goes sinking down into the lava, and then gives you the thumbs up as it into the lava.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's great. It's hilarious. There's a lot of pop culture reference in Guild Wars 2.
That's funny. That's funny. So you're playing
Canon drinking, like guys, you didn't. I should have drank too, but you didn't. You didn't coordinate.
What are you talking about? What?
Both of you drank at the same time.
Oh, I didn't notice. What? So you're in Planetside 2, and you're buying tanks now. You said.
Yeah.
What's your tank of choice? Are you a Prowler guy or a Lightning guy?
I literally just got my first tank tonight.
Oh.
I just tried Lightning tonight.
Okay.
I have not tried the Prowler. Prowler is the 2-person tank.
It can be. I mean, you can switch off. You don't need to have 2 people to run it. And in the original Planetside, I believe main battle tanks required 2 people. You needed a gunner and a driver.
Oh yeah.
In the original Planetside, and in this one, you can be a driver and a gunner at the same time. So, which made main battle tanks in Planetside 1 a lot more difficult to use and a lot more they were worth a lot more. So you took out a battle tank. This guy then needed to find another person to run it. I mean, you could switch on the fly between gunner and driver, but that was difficult, especially in a large battle situation. So,
well, in Planetside 1, you can jump in. So Planetside 1, you had to buy a cert to be able to use any of these certain things.
Right. And
that actually was like a really big investment.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's in Planetside 1, and you also had a limit to how many certs you can do per your level, so you had people who were much more specialized in stuff. So you had people that made their entire Planetside 1 career out of being a gal driver, a galaxy driver.
Yep.
And that's all they did. All night long was ferry people to the battle, back and forth, and that's what they did, and that's what they loved doing. You had people who were just I think they were engineers in Planetside 1, but they were a little bit different. Like the tripod guns, were automated. They were AI actually back in Planetside.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when I pulled out as an engineer, I tried to pull out a gun. I was expecting it to shoot itself.
Oh, did you just put it down and walk away?
I was like, all right, it's gonna shoot guys. And I was like, it's not doing shit.
Like Team Fortress. It's like, what's wrong with my gun?
Like, what's going on? It's like, oh, I'm supposed to shoot out of this fucking thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of like that because AI guns are kind of poopy. I don't like any of that shit.
Yeah, and it's nice because I think it does a bit more damage.
Oh, it does a lot more damage, and if you start starting that up to where it takes a longer time to overheat, I mean, you can just fire and fire and fire, and that gun does a lot of damage. You can mow down enemy infantry pretty fast with the engineer gun.
Oh yeah, you get that kind of put out and deployed in a strategic area.
Mm-hmm.
Get someone behind it, just killing him.
Yeah, and if you sort of watch your flanks, I mean, you can last a long time because the gun shields protect you. So usually it takes a sniper to take you out. So I've done a lot of damage to those things. I like them. I haven't really sorted them up yet, but I'm looking to. Right now, I've been working with sorting up my Prowler and my Mosquito. I didn't like Mosquitoes much in the original Planetside, but I'm really like Mosquitoes in Planetside too.
I can't fly a plane.
So I did a little research. I think last week we were talking about Planetside 2, and I mentioned that I wanted to get a joystick, so I thought that would help out. It turns out most people don't use a joystick. That the airplanes are actually all made to actually work better with a mouse and keyboard, sort of like Battlefield 1942 and the Battlefield games. So people were having a harder time with the joystick, and the joysticks being way too sensitive than people with mouse and keyboards. So, and I kind of been working with the Mosquito a lot more, and I adjusted my mouse sensitivity, I think, to the right spot. So now I can do some pretty cool maneuvers just with mouse and keyboard. I'm kind of
that's the thing. That's a big thing. Like when I was playing, I was like, I can't fucking turn. Like it's too slow.
You need to use a combination of the keys, the WASD keys, and the mouse to turn real fast.
Right, yeah. I end up adjusting my mouse sensitivity a ton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do that and then use
using the WASD keys, and it was just it got way better. It got way better.
Yeah, and then
the default is just complete bullshit for that.
No, you really have to fix it. Everything is just defaulted to the mid range. And then,
and it's like, okay, I'm gonna turn. Oh god, I'm in a Mosquito. I'm gonna go. Oh shit, turn left.
No.
Turn left.
You have to,
oh my god, turn left.
No, if you want
bank left, turn. Bank left.
Yeah, you need to bank with your mouse. You need to bank left with your mouse, and then use the A and W keys to sort of hard turn that way. And then as your turn, and then when you're in the full turn, then use your mouse to pitch up into the turn, and you can do it. And then when you're midway through your turn, blow on your afterburners, and that will take you out of the turn even faster.
Right, so you rotate yourself with your mouse, and then use your momentum to be able to shift yourself back into the direction. Yeah, do that. I need a lot more practice with it. It's just like
that's all it is.
Where do you practice with it?
You practice around your home base.
Yeah, usually back at the gate.
Yeah, back at the gate. Usually, there's not a lot of enemy over there. So
nope.
And I got myself some. Some rocket pods, so I can take out some ground targets. And I got myself some Tomcats, so I can take out air targets. And I got myself some
locked on missiles. You get is that in the
those are Tomcats. In the
those are Tomcats.
Yeah.
How do you? What's the anti-air kind of missile lock on maneuvers? Is it a maneuver, or is it some extra ability you can get to be able to do a decoy?
Oh, you have to cert the decoy. So when you get locked on, how do you deal with that?
Yeah,
there's a cert, and you have to. It's in the defensive slot, and you have to cert a flare. And so when you get locked on, you flare out, and then it works. So anti-lock on. I haven't gotten that yet, so lock-on's really difficult. When I get locked on, I have to dive.
Go into a valley or something.
I have to dive into the ground and try to get behind buildings and stuff to break the lock. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But those air-to-surface rocket pods are really cool. So, and I learned, because I was having trouble hitting targets, and I learned that in the Mosquito, if you're flying straight and you point down to do the rockets, you'll lose a lot of height, of course. But if you hit the space bar to keep your elevation up, you can turn downward, keep your elevation, so you'll be flying straight but looking down, and you can just barrage that way without losing any altitude. So, but I like using air in this game because it really, you have to learn the tricks. It's not just anyone can get in and just do it. You really have to learn how these machines work, and I like that a lot. Same thing with the prowlers and the tanks. I mean, you can do things to increase their rotation and their speed, but you really have to learn the intricacies of the machine, of the vehicle you're in, and how it best works to make the best use of it on the battlefield.
Absolutely.
And I really like it. I've been in some really huge battles. Last night I was with an outfit that was working with another outfit, so two outfits together, just going through and taking bases. And we met with another outfit, another Vanu outfit, had this huge tank battle, and it was just great. And people talk about the Zerg a lot and how the Zerg is unstoppable. I totally disagree. The Zerg is unstoppable if you have the units to deal with it. Because we just took a base right outside of the Crown. It was the Crown battle, of course. So we take the base right outside of the Crown, and we were cleaning up. People are repairing stuff. We start moving out. I start heading southeast, and I got my mic working, which is great. So I approach, and all of a sudden I hit 3 Vanu MBTs, main battle tanks. And I call back to my outfit, my platoon, and I go, hey, just 3 MBTs, Vanu MBTs, southeast. And the guy's like, how many you see? I said, well, I'm seeing 4 right now. And he's like, okay, if it's 4 to 5, they can clean up. Any more than that, we'll have to deal with it. And then all of a sudden, someone's like, I see 5 MBTs, like south of here. So all of a sudden, this huge Vanu platoon of tanks had come into our area, and we're trying to take the thing back. So we had a great platoon leader. I don't know exactly. I don't remember what his name was, but he put all the different squads on different points and made us into a big crescent. So when the other MBTs came in, they basically had 3 points where they were getting fired upon. And when the platoon leader found out where the main crush of enemy tanks were, he put a platoon waypoint right on them and said, everyone fire at the waypoint. So that everyone, no matter where you were, you knew where to fire. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm playing Planetside 2, and just this volley of hundreds and hundreds of tank rounds were flying through the air at this point, and it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. The scale of it was amazing, and we totally destroyed the enemy battle tanks. And we stopped the Zerg. And so I think when people say you can't stop the Zerg, if you're 3 guys trying to hold down a base and a whole bunch of tanks start rolling in, you're not going to do anything. But I think if you're with organized outfits with lots of people, you can deal with those sort of situations, and that's kind of where Planetside really shines.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, a strategy will always defeat a Zerg.
Yeah. Oh,
They
definitely.
have people that are coordinated and they know what they're doing and they can be able to have a counterattack. You can't defeat a Zerg. Like, it just becomes a slaughter field because you have an unorganized rush of people. They're just getting slaughtered because they're going into some place they shouldn't be. It's a no man's zone.
I know, but if a Zerg isn't led well, and then if you have a Zerg, you can always go behind the Zerg and then cut them off and just
you can
cut
flank
them off.
You can cut them off. You can, like, it's all about tactics.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I'm loving Planetside for that. And I think the main consensus I'm seeing from a lot of the Planetside players, by going to the forums and talking to some people in chat and whatnot, is that the metagame needs a lot of work. They need to increase their lattice system and just improve all of that aspects of the game. We've talked about that a lot last week, so I don't have to go into it too much. But it seems that's what everyone's pushing for, is an improvement to the metagame and to make the tactics deeper. And I think that since that push is going on, I have a feeling the developers are going to listen to that, and I think Planetside 2 is just going to get even better as it goes on. So,
yeah, it's great. I love that. I really liked Planetside 1, but the whole reason I stopped playing it was because of the subscription service. Like, it was a game that I like to hop into, like any kind of first-person shooter. Right. But it was also a game that I didn't play that much.
So that
having
$15 a month was...
Right, having a subscription to it was like... I hop into it maybe like 2 or 3 times, 4 times, 6 times a month. Right. It's something that's not worth it.
Yeah, that becomes not worth it at that point.
Yeah, no. That was the whole reason I did not go into that at all. Like, I played the beta and I was like, yeah, that was fun. And then I was like, oh, subscription service. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah, but you don't need to do that for Planetside 2, which is good.
No.
It is interesting how they worked, how they did this, the subscription service in Planetside 2. So for people who don't know, if you actually do subscribe to Planetside 2 for $15 a month, you get bonuses. So I think the first month you get 25% bonus to all of your experience, all of your certs, and I think your resources. And then the next month you get 35%. The next month you get 45% bonus. So you keep on getting all these bonuses, and then I think you get 500 free station cash a month, which is like $5 basically. You know? What are you doing, Bob? You're not paying attention.
What? No, I'm typing in chat.
You're talking. Bob is doing a podcast, a live podcast, and he's talking to his girlfriend in chat at 4pp.tv. That's what he's doing right now.
Well, she's sitting next to me. I'm talking to the other people.
The work ethic of this man is unbelievable.
He's a multitasker.
He's a multitasker, right? He has ADD, so he's totally fine. He's totally paying attention.
Yeah.
So, Chris, have you ever played any? Are you a Planetside guy? I don't know if we've talked to you about that game yet.
No, we've talked about it, but I haven't gotten around to it.
I think, since you're such a big Battlefield fan, I think you'd really enjoy it.
I'm certain I could. It's just I would need people to play with first off.
You have that? You have that? We have an outfit.
I know. We do have the buildings of a Planetside clan going slowly.
We do.
But I don't know. I've got too many other things to worry about. I mean...
Well, right now you have things going on.
Well, yeah, I've got a project, but beyond that, I mean, the Q1 is about to start, and...
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have time for that shit.
That's true. So for people who don't know, we do have a Q1 2013 release guide that Mr. Chris Davis put together on 4playernetwork.com.
It's depressing.
It's wonderful and depressing at the same time. So you want to check that out to see exactly why you'll be poor in a few months, and it makes a lot of sense. So what are some of the highlights? What were some of the highlights from that list? Let's go through them real quick.
Well, obviously, we start off with Anarchy Reigns, the game that Brad has had a hard-on for about 2 years now.
I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah. Let's see. From there we go to Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm. Right. Nick's game of 2013. I'm calling it already. Nick's game of 2013 will be Devil May Cry. You heard it here first. Link back to this moment of this show next year, and you will see.
And then Ni no Kuni follows up that.
Mm-hmm. That's actually one I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it looks really good. Not even going to talk about Hitman.
What do you mean Hitman? Hitman.
The HD release.
Oh, okay. The HD release of Hitman, Blood Money, Contracts, and one other. Yeah.
On February 4th, you've got an interesting combination. You got Dead Space 3 and you got Sly Cooper 4.
Okay.
And February 12th, you got Aliens Colonial Marines.
Sly Cooper 4?
When is Aliens Colonial Marines coming out?
February 12th.
Jennifer, I'm going to say right now, Aliens Colonial Marines will be pushed back next month. That's my feeling.
I wouldn't put it past Gearbox at all, honestly.
Because we haven't seen fucking gameplay yet, hardly.
We've seen plenty of gameplay.
We've seen lots of multiplayer.
Yeah, I played tons of multiplayer.
That's not gameplay. That's multiplayer.
Okay. And then February 19th is an interesting pair. You got Crysis 3 and Metal Gear Rising.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Excited for Metal Gear Rising. Yeah.
And then March is where it just all goes to hell. You start off the month with...
Hold on. Skype is shitting itself as we speak.
Heart of the Swarm for StarCraft 2.
Start March again. Sorry. Skype was shitting itself. Skype was shitting its trousers pants.
It was in anticipation of March. It was just like...
Skype couldn't handle March. And it...
evidently. No, March 5th, you have both Tomb Raider and SimCity on the same day.
Okay, yeah.
And then, they're both looking to be pretty good games. And then the next week, you have God of War Ascension and StarCraft Heart of the Swarm.
Oh. So you're having these big PC releases back-to-back with console releases. That's interesting.
Yeah. Following week, you've got Gears of War Judgment, which that's probably going to sell pretty well.
Oh, it's Gears of War. So, yeah, of course.
And then to round out the end of the month, I kind of guesstimated on one of the titles, but a combination of Metro Last Light and BioShock Infinite.
So Metro Last Light probably won't be coming out next year. I'd be surprised if Metro Last Light...
Was the troubles from THQ?
Yeah,
No. THQ saying everything that's been announced is on track for release.
I fucking hope so. I love me some Metro 2013.
We'll see. I hope so too, but I'm not... I don't have that much faith in Metro Last Light coming out.
I'm very hopeful.
Not yet. I have a feeling that it's going to be put on hold. The IP will probably be taken by another publisher, maybe 2K, and then released sometime later. But I think there's probably going to be an issue there.
I would think either 2K or Ubisoft.
I could see Ubisoft picking that up.
Well, I mean, Ubisoft was reported to trying to pick up the THQ properties, right?
Say that again?
I think they made a bid a year ago or so. Something about that.
Yeah, I thought it seems like recently where Ubisoft was trying to pick up all the THQ properties from...
You know what they should do? They should probably... Square Enix should probably pick up Metro Last Light, and they could add in a costume system.
Oh, God.
And where you have to avoid the cannibals and avoid the monsters.
Stop it.
You could use
the police.
You could use your instinct to get through radioactive areas.
Oh God.
Stop it, Joseph. Don't ruin Metro for me.
Avoid the mutants.
Avoid the mutants. You have to tip your gas mask as you're going by them so they don't know.
It makes no sense.
You know what's funny? It's Square Enix has put out good games, and we will never, ever let them live this down.
No.
It'll be 10 years from now, and they could have put on some of the best games out there. And we'll be like, oh, well, was a Final Fantasy gonna have instinct in this one, assholes, huh?
Well, we still haven't talked about the biggest turd in the closet yet.
Oh, yeah, we haven't.
Which is?
The War Z, rather. See, that's how close I almost fucked it up. I almost called it the DayZ.
Oh, the War Z, yeah. So, for those who don't know, The War Z came out on Steam and immediately was inundated with players angry, reviled, pissed off because basically the game was shit. Complete shit. The descriptor in the Steam description was filled with lies, inconsistencies. People entered the game to smaller maps, to zombies that basically were no threat. It was just a mess. And instead of treating their players with respect, War Z would ban players en masse if they complained, verbally berated and abused players. We knew from the beginning what the War Z probably was, and that it was basically just a rushily made cash in and ripoff of DayZ. And
nobody could have known just how bad it was going to be.
Well, yeah, and we tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I actually wrote an article over on 4Player Network called "The War Z: A Cash Grab Bites Back," I believe. You guys can check that out. But kind of about that whole bullshit, and I think Skype's okay. And
yeah,
it's just amazing. So, long story short, Valve has pulled the game from Steam. And they're still banning people to this day on their forums. Yeah. And the funniest part of this whole thing is that Sergey Tirzhov, I think is the guy's name, the lead developer of the War Z, was also the lead.
Can you call him a developer?
You probably could in name, in theory, but he was the lead developer on Big Rigs. Yes, that Big Rigs. So they didn't have much gaming stock to begin with. What makes me so fascinated was that Hammerpoint Interactive thought they could pull this off. They thought they had the talent to sort of pull off a DayZ type of game. I mean, and you remember DayZ was already built on an established engine. It was a mod, and they were going to build something from the ground up to compete.
The game apparently is just basically their game. They have another game that's Wars Online, some shit.
Oh, really?
War Inc.
War Inc. Online. It's basically a war. They already had a pre-existing engine. War Inc.
Okay.
Right. That they basically just refurbished for War Z.
Wow.
And it's I've only seen some gameplay of the game, and everything I've seen looks like shit.
Well, yeah, I can imagine, because it's the guy who did Big Rigs. I mean, that tells you all you need to know for the most part.
Their physics engine is really bad. Like, fall damage is terrible. Fall damage is just laughably awful. And you can't heal up without bandages.
Right.
So you'll walk down a hill, and it'll be reduced to 40% of your life.
Just by walking down the hill.
Just walking down a hill.
Well, it's some hill.
And you can't swim.
It's a war hill.
There's no swimming in the game. And, like, if you run past a zombie, you can't run really. Like, if you run past a zombie and you try to skirt by him, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
You get hit way too quickly, you die way too quickly. And I
think basically what happened was, so my question was, how did the War Z actually happen? Like, why did this happen? And it's because they already had this game, War Inc., on Steam, and basically Valve gave them a free pass to put whatever game they wanted up there. And it seems pretty evident that Valve's going to have to review their whole system for allowing games to be purchased on Steam. And believe me, Valve did the right thing. They pulled it down. They offered refunds.
I give them props for doing that. I'm glad they did. Like, it's at least Greenlight gives a kind of a population based. Like, the consumers can vote for what they want.
Right.
And that's way better than just allowing any kind of Joe Schmo on there.
Yeah, but they offered rebates, refunds for anyone who wanted them. Yeah, so Valve was very much the good guy here, and Sergey Tivov looks like the cocksucker he is, for the most part. So, and he's done interviews since then where he states that this was a misconception. I don't know, that's what he sounds like, but this was obviously a fucking
Sergey is Russian.
Oh, Sergey, yeah, he was obviously a fucking money grab, and I kind of, part of me worries about what's this going to do for the reception of DayZ for people who were not completely familiar. Because right now the message has been muddled. DayZ, War Z, even the name was fucking the same for the most part. And it sort of muddles the message
actually,
of what
did you-
Daisy is.
Do you know about the recent development? About the trademark?
No.
Oh yeah, this is the best part.
Is this the Walking
best
Dead?
part.
The Walking Dead part?
No.
No.
Their trademark for War Z has been revoked
Oh, really?
because it's too
it's been
close
revoked
to
by
World
the-
War Z.
Oh, close to World War Z, the movie that's
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Oh.
So they
patent
can no longer
trademark
really-
office suspended the War Z title, so the game legally has to be renamed.
Oh, see, that's horrible because it shouldn't be renamed. It should hold on to that name like a scarlet letter. Because what if they rename it and just put it out again somewhere else?
Big
Zombies
Rigs Online.
Zombie Z.
Big Rig Zombies Online.
They should combine. They can combine it. Big
Yeah,
Rig
I mean, like,
Zombie
really,
Edition.
It's the they need to build off of that prior
Get in your big
user
rig.
base of Big Rigs.
Get in your big rig. We're gonna burst some zombies. Yeehaw!
They should put big trucks in there that have horrible fucking physics in them
Oh.
that allows people to just go into infinite like speeds and just spin around like crazy and just fucking kill zombies with big rigs.
Slade and 4pp.net said it should be Big Rigs with a Z instead of an S.
Big rigs.
Oh man, that's a fucking mess. And then the other part of the story that I was just saying was the title image that has all the zombies on it that the War Z has been using in their marketing promotion. Someone found out that the zombies in this were directly taken from screenshots of The Walking Dead and just painted over. And then put it.
Not only The Walking Dead, it actually looked like pictures from the different zombie walks that they have in like San Francisco and
really?
Seattle. Like there's some pictures where they're like, I looked at them and I was like, wait, this person in the background is not reacting like this is a zombie. This is obviously not The Walking Dead. This is someone taking a picture of someone cosplaying as a zombie in San Francisco or in Seattle because that's like where I know they have the big zombie walks.
But in honesty, all zombies kind of look the same, don't they? To a degree. I mean,
Well, you get bored. You're just walking down the street. You see a zombie. You're like, oh, fucking.
so I wonder, has anybody in chat over at 4pb.tv, have any of you played the War Z?
I've seen a couple of people on my Steam list play the War Z.
Really? What
There's
was
someone in here that has fucking.
There's
played
got to be
War Z.
somebody in chat. What was that going for? $15?
Yeah,
$15 for the
$15.
minimum. But the thing, the horrible thing about this game is that it's a free to play model, but you have to pay to play it.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
horrible.
you have to buy the original, and then
You have to buy. There's initial value to be able to buy the
I
game.
see. It looks like
and then after that, you have to pay money to be able to like. There's one-time use items.
really?
One-time use items. You can buy your guy. You can deck out your guy and buy like $15 worth of items.
Mm-hmm.
Go out in the world, get automatically killed because someone spawned right next to you and you can't even fucking see him because they haven't
Right.
loaded in yet.
Yeah.
And die and not be able to log in for at least like 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours,
Wow. See,
unless you pay for them to reduce that time.
you know what?
Which I can't believe they did that horse shit. Forcing the player to wait hours and hours in order to
It's
fucking respawn and play the game?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I tell you the truth, I kind of like the idea of buying one-use items that then go away if you die. I like that idea. I don't think that's a bad idea when you're talking about something like Daisy. But
if you can actually buy that items using in-game currency, then fuck yes.
yeah.
If there's an in-game equivalent of it, but there's not.
That's true, and also your things like your netcode and your game has to be flawless so that you don't die for a stupid reason. It has to be
like
on you.
You don't just see a floating backpack and then get killed by it.
Killed by a floating backpack. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there, you know what's funny is I haven't even, and I've been sort of following the story. I haven't even looked up any videos of the War Z. I should look some up.
Yeah,
Just
I think
Total Biscuit has a great.
Yeah, that was the one I saw.
Really?
Total Biscuit's one was just.
I did another one where the guy was having a fairly decent time.
There are people that actually have a decent time of the game, but there are people that just have a video like just their entire experience is terrible, or they walk down a hill to get almost killed by the hill.
War Z Hill Edition.
Apparently, hills are deadly weapons.
Maybe the hills are actually made up of the Walking Dead, and they're just pulling you down into the.
The hills are alive with the sound of.
With the sound of birds.
Very well put. Very well put. Oh well, but that was kind of the biggest news of the week, was the whole War Z thing. So now this game is basically in almost the same type of oblivion that Too Human is in. They have no name, they have no game. It has pretty much been erased from existence for the most part.
It's gotten to the point where they have to rename it.
I'll tell you, I wonder how that works. Like, so when people get a refund from the game, do you think Valve eats that, or does Valve somehow get that back from Hammer?
I imagine they will. They basically, but the way I see it happening is that Valve, like most of these systems, when you're a game developer and you have some publisher, basically the publisher will handle a bunch of the purchases and whatnot, and they'll give you monthly paychecks.
But it's usually delayed a month, so they can
it's delayed quite a bit.
So they can take it out of the check they owe them.
Yeah, and then there's probably some withholding based on like the number of people that just can't play it because their systems don't handle it and they want a refund.
Right.
And it's the same thing with if you go with the Xbox XBLIG, the Xbox Live Indie Games, you will not get a paycheck unless it actually hits the $100 amount.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's usually limits to how much you actually get paychecks for.
Right.
So if you actually go, you get 2 paychecks, and then actually there's $395. You don't get that $95.
I see.
I don't know how Valve does it. Nobody's really divulged the license that Valve does because they have actually most of these licenses have NDAs on them, so you can actually talk about them.
Right.
But the games, I imagine Valve will probably withhold a lot of the earnings they got from it because there's so many people refunding. You're not getting this money.
Yeah.
It probably does not cut out of Valve's profits at all. If any, it's minimal.
I would be surprised if Valve keeps their other game on Steam. I mean, I guess they have no reason to poke. What? Brink? No.
No, the other game?
War,
what are you talking about?
War Incorporated.
War Inc. is a free-to-play game.
I see. Okay.
But that's the stupid thing, is War Z is not.
All right. And I guess they need a reason to actually pull it off. They can't just say, you annoyed us by pulling your games nothing.
You're not sure if you'll feel a bit pain.
But I'm sure Valve is going to institute an extra review system, even if you already have a game on there, because they don't want. I mean, Valve does not want. Nor do they have
a system in.
Yes, but if you already have a game on Steam, you pretty much can just put another one on there without much review.
That's true,
and that's how this happens.
First. Yeah.
I think it's also the fact that, Valve has recently opened up to having a bunch of different other stuff on Steam.
Yes.
And this game just may have fallen through the cracks.
We got a Big Boss Likes Cheeseburger. It's actually in our chat. He actually enjoys the game. I imagine there are definitely going to be people that get the game, get the mechanics. You can't actually kill a zombie by shooting the chest. You have to actually shoot the head. Which is why a lot of people that were playing the game had problems with it.
I like that as long as the mechanics work correctly.
They do kind of work, but it's not explained.
Just real quick, Big Boss hates it. He's quoting a random commentator from YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. All right. Okay. Sorry, Big Boss. I didn't mean to malign you.
I'm going to call this show "Big Boss Likes Cheeseburgers, Loves the War Z." And we'll link to his
But
Facebook
the thing
profile.
is, there are people who like it. There are definitely people who like it. There are actually it's probably a sub demographic. It's really small.
Right.
But there are people. There are mechanics in this game that are actually enjoyable. But if you like that type of game where it's very exclusive, and there are games that are very exclusive that people like, and that's one of the reasons why. When people love Dark Souls or Demon Souls. They love it because it's exclusive.
Right.
Because it's a brutal fucking game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an S&M type thing. I'm not going to equate these people to liking S&M.
I would.
Although I just did. but there is a kind of it's kind of like an elitism. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually I've had this before where I've played a game and I've been able to figure out the game mechanics and manipulate the game in such a way that I can come off on top and really enjoy it. And it's a game that you really can kind of manipulate. It's just like it's fucking difficult, but if you understand what's going on underneath, you can just completely you can become a god.
Well, for that to work, the mechanics, the game mechanics have to be pristine, and that's why.
No, they don't need to be. Actually, the game mechanics can be incredibly flawed. But if you understand the game mechanics and you understand how they're flawed, you can actually manipulate them in such a way that you can actually come on top. You can exploit them.
That's fine. Exploiting is good, but I mean, if the game can't defeat you because of a problem in the mechanics, or it sucks, or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just like if you don't understand, like if the game is just in its core is bad and the mechanics are bad and there's no way you can fucking win, that's a bad game. But there are going to be people who defend this game because they have understanding the mechanics. They can actually get beyond the mechanics. They can play the game to the point where they win every time.
Right.
And that is just that's a problem with the game because it doesn't teach you these things. And it was never designed to do these things.
Right.
So there will always be hardcore players that love this game because they understand what you do in the game and exploit it and become the top dog of the game.
It's like how we were talking about Asheron's Call last week.
Right. It's the same thing, like being able to manipulate
but it's the opposite. But it's the opposite end of the spectrum, to where Asheron's Call was sort of open-ended, but this is sort of shitty.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Arguably, they're very similar in different regards. Where if you knew how to, where Asheron's Call was more class based, like skill distribution and class distribution. This was more like understanding the core mechanics of the game. Like, I need to do these things in order to progress in this game, in order to win it.
Right.
And it's a little bit like Stockholm Syndrome.
very much like that, actually.
Yeah, it's where you're at the point where like I love this game because I actually be really good at it, but it's also horribly punishing to anyone that actually wants to get into this game.
Yeah.
Like it's this cult.
Yeah,
I have come into this cult and I am I've been baptized in lamb's blood and I know all the mechanics. I can kill all the zombies with my bare hands because I can exploit the terrain.
Right, because you know where you can hide in the hill terrain.
Right, and that doesn't make it a good game.
No, it doesn't.
It just makes it so you can understand the game enough to be able to get past all the shit to get to the core of the game that's actually good. It's that kind of that mentality of being able to circumvent all of the bullshit, to get around all of that shit. It's a mountain of shit. To be able to get beyond that to the core of the game that's actually good. Right. And there definitely is like a little core of the game that's actually good, but it's insurmountable by most people. There will be a kind of a demographic that has the ability to get beyond the shit hill, the shit mountain.
And I think we're losing the point. It's not even it being shit. It's the reason that people are saying it's shit. It's because it's a money grab. It was done quickly. It's a money grab.
Absolutely.
It was done.
100%.
It was done quickly to bury Daisy when Daisy was gaining popularity, and that's all it was. So even if this game was great, I think we should still be shitting on it because it's basically it's basically
I can sympathize.
It's basically theft.
I think it's good, but I can also see why. Like I can sympathize, but it's shit. It's undeniably shit.
Right.
What they're doing is just beyond ridiculous. It's a money grab. The developers are incompetent.
Yeah, it's a poor ripoff. As Moblin said.
I really can't see why almost every single screenshot has been deemed not. It's been spoofed. Like it's not part of the game. There's no way you can get into these scenarios that the screenshots play in. These are bull shots. Bullshit. The Penny Arcade definition of a screenshot, which is bullshit screenshot. It's a bullshot.
Bullshot's interesting.
Yeah, it's a bullshot.
Well,
it's a mocked-up screenshot that is not completely fucking real.
They did have that video. Remember that video? But it wasn't very exciting. So
No,
and that could be videos could be mocked just as much as screenshots.
Oh,
can.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's you just CG, and you can't fucking really. Even in game, it's not even really. You can just machinima that bullshit.
I don't think Hammerpoint Interactive has the ability to do CGI, but well,
they can machinima it.
They can machinima.
Really,
that's cool.
Yeah. They can tweak the numbers and be able to like oh, all these zombies are like really low, and we're gonna have a ton of zombies right here,
Right.
and then you run from them. We're gonna try this like 10 times, and okay, this looks good. We're gonna record it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's you have to remember that's basically how all that stuff's done anyway.
Yeah, and it's understandable, but like to be like from a PR point, like being like this is what we want the game to be. We can't show it at this point, but like it's not at that point. But we want to be able to show it, so we want to be able to do some PR in this game. But there are also people that abuse that.
Oh, of course.
yeah. I mean, there's a difference between advertising a target and then specifically saying that that's what the game is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there are people that are con men that actually like create a game that doesn't exist and then try to sell it.
Right, which is basically what happened.
Yeah, they create a game that doesn't exist and they try to sell it.
Yes,
they're selling a game that doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
Oh, fools! It doesn't exist. Turn your cars around.
There's so many points in this game that doesn't exist. Like, there's only 50 player servers. They advertised 100.
Yes, but no,
That's
but
bullshit.
Did you hear his explanation? He said, "I said it was up to 100. 50 is up to 100, is it not? On your way to 100."
That's Russian for "fuck you." I want your money.
Yes, basically it is.
There's also like they have the private servers. What fucking private servers? There's none.
Yeah.
And like up to like they said there was like some number of yardage or square meters of playfield. Mm-hmm. That doesn't fucking exist.
L Stopping over in 4pp.tv chat is saying there is 100 player servers now.
Oh, well, they might have bumped it up, but how stable are those servers?
I have no idea. I'm going to have to look
They
up
probably
videos
dropped
of
it
this.
down to 50 so the servers wouldn't crash all the time. They're probably up to 100 now, but they're probably crashing all the time.
We'll have to see. All right. Anyone else have anything else they want to talk about? It's getting late.
The DayZ fucking suck. Or the World Z sucks. War Z! Fuck!
There's too many
I
Z's.
I can't think of what I'm saying.
There's too many Z's.
Tell you what, if you're excited, if you were excited for War Z, just wait until the Foundation release for DayZ comes out, or take a look at, for example, State of Decay, which is coming out next year.
When is it coming out next year?
State of Decay is, I'm actually excited about State of Decay. We did a bunch of stuff about State of Decay over at PAX Prime, so you guys should check that out.
And State of Decay actually looks good.
State of Decay does look good.
Yeah.
Does look very good. It has good people working on it. So, and they're right here in Seattle. Seattle-based developer. Always like to root for the home team.
And by the way, I'm fucking jealous of you right now, Joseph.
What's this?
The city of Seattle's announcement about having a gigabit fiber network.
What?
Are we? I haven't even heard this.
Yeah, they just announced it this past week. Seattle's getting a full, well, at least 12 neighborhoods are getting a full fiber network.
Is this through Comcast?
Just like
Google? What is this?
I think it's through the city specifically, but they're trying to model what Google did for Kansas City.
So is that going to be able to be utilized by the cable companies?
I don't think so. I think it's like its own thing.
So I have to get internet through the city then.
Yeah,
I bet it'd be cheaper.
I'm pretty certain it'll be cheaper, possibly more reliable.
Wow. I mean, I honestly, I know a lot of people shit about Comcast, but I've never had problems here with them. But I'll look into it because that'd be kind of fun. See what they can do.
You might actually be able to upload and broadcast it at high resolutions.
Maybe. Well, I think that's not due to my upload. That's due to my computer.
You need a new computer.
That's my computer.
Yeah, you really do.
I have really good upload download speed. This
is why you should subscribe so occasionally buy Joseph.
I will never be seeing that money. we can certainly tell people that, but I know deep in my heart it's a lie.
Tell you what, if you subscribe to 4pp.tv, we can certainly use some, fucking tripods.
Yeah, see that it'll go to tripods and cameras and things like that. But
I'd really like it if I didn't have to scotch tape a webcam to a fucking tripod.
You don't want Nick to knock it over all the time?
God damn it. It's one of them two. It's always them.
He's flailing about like a small child playing a Kinect game.
Or me.
Or you. Or Bob.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's good for tonight. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone watching us live over at 4pp.tv in our chat room. Make sure you check out our main website at 4playernetwork.com for our gaming editorials, opinion news, and reviews. And check back to the website this week. This show will be going up in a couple of days. And that's about it. So, good night, everybody.